Hi, and welcome to Three Questions with. I'm my friend Don McGee with us today. Hey, Don, how you doing?
I'm good, Kevin. Thanks for having me on.
So, Don, I asked you to come on the show today because we were joking a little bit before the show. So many of my friends are getting stuck in the airports. It's like, hey, don't forget to bring extra clothes, extra food, because you might be living in the airport. So that comes down to food too. So maybe you're stuck in the airport, stuck on a plane, and stress and hunger together probably don't make the best decision.
Nope. That is a bad combination. And you know what? I know that everyone's excited to get back to being on vacation. However, you're doing that, there are going to be delays. There do seem to be an above average number of cancellations and lost luggage and all that sort of stuff. And as you said, being stressed and hungry, terrible combination. The one thing that I hear from people, which I think is fascinating, is, and I was stuck there without any food. And I thought, now whose fault is that actually? Because we pay the airlines to transport us. We don't really pay them to feed us. So I thought maybe we could talk about some ways that people could, help themselves out a little bit more, right?
Makes sense. So
Cool.
I should have a Mountain Dew in one pocket and a couple Snickers bars in the others. That's probably not how I'm going to help myself out.
Well, it depends on what kind of balance you're talking about. If you're trying to balance out the weight in your pockets, maybe. If you're trying to balance out your blood sugar and how your brain thinks under stress, not so
Probably
much.
not.
Yeah. So
Pick aside, what should we do? Because again, we know going in, there's a good chance our flights are going to get canceled right now. I mean, just look at the news. How can we be better prepared?
absolutely. It's a great question. So for sure, bring a change of clothes if you're going to get stuck, or an extra shirt or whatever. But from a food perspective, yes, there's food in the airport. There are also going to be lines in the airport, and there's going to be high prices. Some people don't want to do that. So we talk about when you go out for the day, bringing a cooler with you. And if you've developed that skill, that's a skill you can apply to traveling too. Bring something with you. Now, things are a little different when you're in airport than when you've got a car, you've got this much space. You're in an airport, you've got this much space. What you want to do is, instead of maybe pre-making a protein shake, toss a portion into a baggie or a little container, bring that with you in your blender bottle, screw the top on, put it in your bag. Once you're through security, you can get some water, mix it up. Super simple. Maybe bring 3 or 4 portions of those, because those are really easy to mix up. All right, so nobody wants to drink just protein shakes for a day. I hear you, fully on board, but you can find water almost anywhere, right? And so that's a great way to prevent yourself from, what did you say, Kevin? Going for the largest French fry?
I mean, honestly, like you said, stress and hunger, and I'm looking for a large fry right now.
Right.
That's just who I am and stuff. And I think most people would go that route.
You are not the only one. Yeah. A lot of people are going for the bar too. So, and you know what? If you're going to have a glass of wine or a martini or, whatever, have something with it. Have some protein, fat, and carbs to balance out the alcohol, because they're also not going to let you on the plane if you had too many. So number one, bring some protein shake with you. I know it's not everyone's favorite thing, but it will absolutely get you through. Number two, you've got less space, right? You've got only so much that you can carry with you on a plane. You've got other stuff that you want, I'm sure. So think about things that are going to be more compact and nutritionally dense as opposed to calorie dense. Now, that Snickers bar, it's compact, but it's not nutritionally dense. It's calorie dense. So you're not going to get as much bang for your buck with that. Instead, take a look at turkey jerky, beef jerky, things like that. And you're going, Don, I thought those are too high in sodium and fat. Well, there are brands that you can get, tons of them actually. I'm a huge fan of Epic and New Primal, so these are grass-fed beef, less sodium. They're not tossing sugar in, because who needs sugar with your beef jerky, really? But you do have a balance because they've got marinades and sauces. You've got a balance of protein, fat, and carbs. So you can have a package of beef jerky, or Epic makes these meat bars. I know that sounds kind of weird, but they are, they're bars and they're meat, and they're balanced and they're super compact. You can toss 4, 5, or 6 of those into a tiny bag. And again, not the height of diversity from a food perspective, but you've got balance there and you've got food. And then make sure you stay hydrated, because flying is really dehydrating. Airports are not so great for, for that. Maybe bring some electrolytes with you so you can toss in a powder form, right? So those are my top 3 travel with sanity tips for this summer if you're going on vacation.
All kidding aside, it makes perfect sense. Is just be prepared, and by bringing that stuff, at least you have an option. Hopefully you'll take that option and stuff, but versus like, hey, I'm just not prepared, and then you just kind of go, like you said, you get there, you're looking around, what's the shortest line? How can I get food the fastest? And it may not even be remotely a good choice, which is just going to make you feel even lousier while you're waiting and stuff. So like, you just spiked your blood and everything else. So Dawn, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can they learn more?
Yeah, I would say come check me out on Facebook, Dawn McGee Nutrition Evangelist, and I will be happy to answer any questions if you tag me so that I can see them. And that's the best way to reach me.
Dawn, I really appreciate you taking a couple minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Kevin.